All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to take a massive 26-page administrative document and translate it into a clear, actionable guide on the new safety rules for schools. If you are a parent, a teacher, or student in the Philippines, this is something you absolutely need to know. What we're looking at today is a complete top-to-bottom overhaul of how the Department of Education protects learners. We're going to break down this complex policy, cut right through all the bureaucratic jargon, and show you exactly how the daily school experience is fundamentally changing.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with a learner protection crisis, move on to a unified safety framework, dive into the new rules for prevention, cover response and positive discipline, and finally wrap up with a whole-of-society approach.
Section 1. The Learner Protection Crisis.
Okay, check out this staggering number from the 2018 PISA report. 65%. That is right, 65% of Filipino learners experienced bullying incidents multiple times a month. That's a massive majority, and it proves exactly why the old, kind of fragmented policies were just completely failing our students. The Second Congressional Commission on Education actually pointed out that past efforts were overlapping and totally uncoordinated. So clearly, a fresh approach was desperately needed.
And here is the government's response, DepEd Order No. 006. They are literally cleaning house with this one. This single order consolidates a bunch of wildly outdated rules. I mean, it officially repeals a hazing policy from all the way back in 1954. And get this, it also acts as a 1999 device policy that actually banned pagers. Remember pagers? Yeah, this document is finally dragging learner protection into the modern era.
Section 2. A Unified Safety Framework.
First up, we need to talk about LRP, which stands for Learner Rights and Protection. Now, LRP isn't just about, physical fights on the playground. It's a massive umbrella term. We're talking child abuse, violence, exploitation, bullying, and, this is absolutely crucial, gender-based sexual harassment. It even covers discrimination based on health conditions, religion, or background. Basically, it's the new, definitive standard for what a learner must be protected from. Next up is ESMLE. That stands for Ensuring a Safe and Motivating Learning Environment. If LRP defines the actual threats, well, ESMLE defines the ultimate goal. It's the master framework. It's designed to harmonize the whole shebang, all the security measures, the incident reporting, and the mental health and psychosocial support. The idea is that the environment shouldn't just be physically secure, it literally has to motivate students to learn without any fear.
So how does this big picture policy actually hit the ground? If you take a look at the conceptual framework, you'll notice a support pillar on the far left called the whole-of-society approach. That broad foundation feeds directly into concrete prevention strategies, like protocols and awareness, and response strategies like standard operating procedures. All of these pieces funnel upward into one singular overarching goal: a safe and motivating learning environment.
Section 3. New Rules for Prevention.
Now, the daily school environment is tightening up significantly. We're going to see some real day-to-day changes. Schools are now mandated to do monthly, random bag inspections across all grade levels. But these have to use non-contact methods, like scanners or search sticks. Add to that some very strict visitor guidelines requiring valid IDs, the widespread mandatory installation of CCTVs everywhere, and a total zero-tolerance ban on fraternities and sororities in elementary and high schools, no exceptions.
But honestly, perhaps the most noticeable change for everyday life is the strict ban on portable electronic devices. Yes, that means cell phones. During instructional hours, they are strictly prohibited for both learners and personnel. The goal here is pretty simple: minimize distractions and keep the focus completely on learning. Now, exceptions can be granted, but they are incredibly specific. We're talking academic purposes like accessing approved digital resources or, an actual medical crisis or disaster. Otherwise, phones are completely out of the classroom.
Let's head into Section 4. Response and Positive Discipline.
Even with the best prevention, things happen. So the policy establishes a highly structured, standardized 4-step procedure to make sure every single school responds consistently. Step 1, an initial risk assessment using a formal diagnostic tool. Step 2 requires strict incident reporting to keep everything confidentially documented. Step 3 involves referral protocols, basically directing cases to the proper government agencies if needed. And finally, Step 4 outlines really stringent investigation protocols. These absolutely guarantee procedural due process. That means written notice, the right to answer complaints, and the right to appeal. Fair play all around. And to make sure absolutely nothing gets swept under the rug, accountability is hardwired right into the timeline. 48 hours. That's the magic number. School personnel are legally mandated to refer any reported incident to the proper disciplining authority within exactly 48 hours of receiving it, and that applies whether the report was verbal or in writing. There is zero gray area here, folks. The clock starts ticking immediately.
This next part represents a massive, game-changing shift in educational philosophy. Any form of corporal punishment, and that means anything physically, sexually, or psychologically harmful, degrading, or humiliating, is strictly and permanently banned. Gone. In its place, the order mandates what's called positive discipline. This is a constructive, proactive approach. It's meant to teach long-term goals and lifelong skills, all while fully respecting the dignity of the learner. It's a really important distinction. Discipline is now about course correction, not retaliation.
Now our final section, Section 5, a whole-of-society approach.
The ESMLE framework makes it explicitly clear that true safety relies on active, ongoing collaboration. It mandates a whole-of-society approach, it brings parents and guardians into the fold to supervise activities, it partners with local government units and law enforcement for rock-solid security perimeters, and it even pulls in NGOs for specialized technical expertise. It's basically saying that child protection isn't just the teacher's problem anymore. It is officially a shared, community-wide responsibility.
So we've unpacked the rules, the strict new protocols, and the overarching goals of DepEd Order number 006. But let's be real, a policy on paper is only as strong as the community enforcing it. So I want to wrap up this explainer by turning the focus right back to you. This framework legally demands a whole-of-society effort. Whether you're a parent reviewing the new code of conduct, a community leader supporting your local schools, or a student just looking out for a classmate, how are you going to contribute to ensuring a safe, motivating learning environment for the next generation? Think about your role in all this. Let's make our schools safer together.